Hello everybody, this is Johnny S with another R6 vlog. Again, we're in our garage and we're trying one of these afternoon vlogs. As I said previously, we're not going to make a lot of videos, at least at the moment, until I feel a little bit more confident and comfortable to make vlogs along the way. We're sitting next to our GSX-R 2005 model, GSX-R 1000. And today's topic is going to be a relatively short one, and we're going to discuss the first inspection, so the first technical inspection of the bike. I just got it back from my mechanic. It has been a couple of days, so I have driven it around. It seems, without saying it 100% definitively, that it is okay, that the issue was fixed. I'm going to try to put some pictures up, and I'm going to try to explain what my mechanic told me. When it comes to what he did and so forth, and it seems to be in a good stage. Still, even after all this inspection and fixes and so forth, which likely they did not cost a lot, because I do have a good kind of relationship with my mechanic for the things that he did, which basically he did open the engine. We did go to that part. The amount of money that he charged me was very low. So we're going to begin by stating a couple of things, and also something else which is a little bit off topic, but I'll keep it short. I did a little bit of research on the specific bike, and the catalytic converter as per factory is not there. So I did make a mistake on previous videos, and I mentioned that there was a full titanium full exhaust system, but I presumed that the catalytic converter was there. By factory, there's no catalytic converter, so that's something to point out. And I was curious, and why I noticed this is that when you close the gas after you give it some, there's a lot of popping sounds at the back. My R6, after I delivered the exhaust valve, also had a lot of popping sounds, but these sounds are much more hectic, much more loud. And because I have gone to night rides by some tunnels, I can actually see a lot of lighting. So I'm guessing there's a lot of flames coming from the back. Hence why I got curious and I thought, how do I get all these flames and stuff if there is a catalytic converter? So there's no catalytic converter. That's a little side note. So what the problem was, initially there was a little bit of a burning oil that I noticed on the bike. Not on specific cases, it could have been after it was sitting for a long time. 8 hours at work, then take it away to home, and then I will see white smoke come back. I was not able to understand why this was happening, and because during the ride it was not doing it, it was doing it very low. It was something that I was not sure, I could not understand why this was happening. And another thing is, on the left hand side there was some oil drippage that I had seen, but it was very minimal. It was at one point that I had parked it, and that happened, and never again did I see it, did it repeat. So it was evident that there was a couple of things that needed to be investigated further. As I mentioned previously, there's no issues with the bike when it comes to the chassis, to the engine and so forth, with some discrepancies as such. So based on that, I took it to my mechanic, and he was able to take it apart. I'll put some images up. The first thing that he noticed is, and again, I'm not a mechanic, I'm not a technical expert on this, so the terminology might not be correct. Basically, what he told me is that there was a specific image which he showed me of the bike, and there was a missing component on the bike. So there's 4 like metal sort of thing, seals, and one of those was missing. He explained to me that all these modifications that were done to the bike are hinting that there were a little bit, let's say, drag modifications. So usually he has seen this type of modifications which increase power to be done on bikes which are meant for racing, meant for drags and such. Obviously this is not the purpose why I have the bike, so I told him to revert those changes. So he replaced that valve. That also explained a lot of the burning that was happening. The other component that he saw was the rings on the head gasket part of the head gasket was worn out, so he put another high metal gasket new, and some of the seals on the crankcase cover were also worn out. So that's another thing that he showed me and that he replaced. That could excuse the oil drippage and fix the oil burning issue. Another thing that he mentioned was there was, I think he called it a relay, I'm not sure, I'll put the image up, but there's like 2 little switches, one of them was missing. I don't know what the purpose of that is, but again, he told me that it was performance oriented. So he replaced it. There's supposed to be two switch looking things, and he showed me where bad that was, so I'll try to put some pics up. And the other thing that he told me is that it seems as if there has been customizations performed on the ECU. So it seems as if the ECU of the bike had some changes, and he can see this because of the wiring. I'll put the image up again, which indicates that they have kind of tricked the ECU in order to perform some modifications. He told me that that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially when you have a full exhaust system, that you do want these modifications to be done because it has been modified, let's say. So as per now, the bike seems to be working perfectly when it comes to oil burning, dripping and so forth. He changed the oil also. He told me that the oil was very thin. It was like a racing oil. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but when it comes to vibrations, when it comes to actually lubricating properly the engine, you do need a better quality oil within the standards. So it seems as if they were using the bike to do drag racing or something of that sort. Another thing that he noticed is that the guy had put xenon lights at the front, so he had xenon, whatever you want to call it, xenon lights, and the way that the electricals were modified, it was causing disconnections from the central console. So he ripped that whole thing out. I told him I don't care about xenon lights and so forth. It doesn't matter if the beam is a little bit less. I'm going to use the high beam if I need so. So there's no problem. He pulled that apart as well. And that's pretty much it. That's all he did to the bike. He told me that it is in excellent condition. I have been driving it for a couple of days and I've noticed a lot of different behaviors towards the better side, let's say. So it's a lot more smooth, the gear changes are smoother, it's not so abrupt, it's a little bit smoother operation, without meaning that it has lost any kind of power. So the performance already was linear feeling, but now it's a bit more linear. So far this is what we've done to the machine, and hopefully there's no other issues that we're going to encounter. It seems to be good, but like I said, I've been doing it for around 3-4 days until this operation was done on the bike, and I'm going to keep on seeing whether that is the case. Obviously, I'm not enjoying the bike to the fullest. Actually, let me rephrase this. I am enjoying the bike to the fullest, but I'm not, because there's things on my mind whether it's a mechanical thing and so forth, I cannot be 100% focused on the ride, the feeling and the ride alone. Meaning when I go for a ride, my right hand side rear mirror is pointing towards the low side because I keep my mind on the exhaust to make sure that there's no exhaust coming out. So because I still have that worry in the back of my mind, I'm not 100% focused. In a sense, I am focused, but I do have something in the back of my mind. So I do want to make sure a little bit of time passes by where I test drive and I use the bike on a daily basis just to ensure that nothing is wrong and that I can start enjoying it to the fullest and trying to focus more on technique, riding behavior of the bike and so forth. That's about it. That's all I want to mention, guys. I'd like to thank you for your time. I hope you stay safe and I'll bid you goodbye. Goodbye.